Within medieval Europe, the church was more than just a place of worship. It was believed that the ideas and decisions of the church stemmed from the will of God. The church was the backbone of society, holding the power of changing the rights and responsibilities of the people. The very laws and duties the people have can be reshaped by the abilities of the church. So, what exactly is the Roman Catholic Church?
That's a pretty interesting question. The Roman Catholic Church has more to the story than at first glance. It was the most powerful organization within medieval Europe that stood for over 1,000 years. It consisted of a hierarchy, including the Pope, who held the greatest power of all, as they were known as the representative of God. On the other hand, the followers of the church live in a completely different world. The church was deeply ingrained in daily life, shaping laws, politics, and beliefs. Support for the church was more than a way of thinking, but a duty that affected life within medieval society.
The responsibilities of the Roman Catholic Church were important in determining the rights of the people. This importance was marked by the huge structure of the church, which was visible from almost every part of the towns. Citizens were required to tithe or to pay the church a tax of about 10% of their income. The empire would conquer people, convert them to Christianity, and then change their day-to-day routines. These routines would change with their laws, their worshipping, their jobs, and more. On some occasions, they would keep some of their local laws, but when Christianity was introduced, it became the main part of day-to-day life. The Holy Roman Empire had a hierarchical structure in which the citizens held responsibilities for their duties. There were two important concepts as part of Christianity. The first was evangelization. Many Germanic tribes, such as the Franks and the Anglo-Saxons, converted because of kings that influenced them to convert and accept Christianity. This concept is important because it meant that many of the people were not forced into Christianity, but instead felt a connection with God to feel inclined to convert. This means that the message of Christianity and Jesus makes its way and synthesizes with the people's hearts and minds. This is considered one of the rights that the citizens had. Despite this, however, the church still forced Christianity onto many citizens and may have even punished or even killed the citizens if they opposed the ideas of the church. The second was salvation. This would mean that people would tell and be saved by Jesus by telling their sins to God. There are four aspects of salvation in Christianity: justification, sanctification, redemption, and forgiveness. In medieval Europe, the Church, with the Pope in Rome at its head, had come to teach that eternal salvation could only be achieved through partaking of the sacraments or holy rituals of the Church. In some ways, penance or confession became the most important sacrament. As Christianity was an extremely important concept and a foundation for the Holy Roman Empire, the emperors took it extremely seriously. If anyone practiced a religion other than Christianity, it would be the most probable that they would be punished or even sentenced to death. One common figure that carried much importance during medieval Europe was Thomas Aquinas. He lived during 1225 to 1275. Thomas Aquinas is best known for his help in expanding and developing natural law. Natural law is defined as a philosophy or belief that gives human rights at birth and is judged by reason and morality, rather than the laws that govern lives. This applies to all people, regardless of time or place. Thomas spent 3 years in Paris studying philosophy and then was sent to Cologne in 1248 under the supervision of Albert the Great. Albert at the time was leading the figure in Christian theology with Greek and Arabic philosophy. It was Albert's firm conviction, which became Aquinas' own, that the Christian faith could only benefit from a profound engagement with philosophy and science. In 1259, He was sent back to Italy, where he preached more about the Bible, while also writing both the Summa Contra and the Summa Theologiae. His writings explored the relationship between the mind of man and the mind of God, and the synthesis of knowledge. The Summa Theologica earned him a lasting reputation among scholars and religious people alike. An earlier work, Summa Contra Gentiles, is written in a style that attempts to establish the truth of Christian religious belief in arguments addressed to an intelligent non-Christian leader. Throughout Thomas Aquinas' lifetime, he constructed over 8 million words, along with a lot of other works. For example, the Summa Theologiae explains how much about Christianity theology. One example is how natural law comes from God. Natural law gives individual followers of the Church certain rights that show their respect as human beings created by God. These include rights such as being able to live without being harmed in any unjust way. It protects Christians to be forced into immoral actions. Furthermore, natural law doesn't only correlate to rights, but also the responsibilities of the Church and its followers. Followers were required to not only uphold their rights, but also respect others. They shouldn't unjustly discriminate or harm others. Additionally, they should strive to act morally within their day-to-day lives. Natural law gives both rights and responsibilities to the Church and people, as it teaches us that we have to live lives morally and justly. It gives us rights to freedom, human life, and education. Overall, it is important to understand that the Roman Catholic Church of the Holy Roman Empire and its followers kept society balanced. The Church was an important structure for law, politics, religion, and played an important role for daily life for hundreds of years. Revolutionary individuals such as Thomas Aquinas spread the concept of natural law, playing a big role in giving citizens more rights. Although the Church held a huge amount of power over its citizens and could do anything to them, they also shaped the minds of others and created systems of thought that extended even beyond religion. Natural law was a concept in which humans are born with rights because of the reason of being humans, and it is the basis for human rights such as justice that we know today. The Church has not only left a huge print by shaping society in the past, but it is clear that the rights and responsibilities of the Roman Catholic Church and its followers still have an influence and impact on society today.